All right, back for another one. Welcome, everybody, to the Progressive Auto Sales Arena. And, we're back taking on Kingston. But before we get to that, let's talk about yesterday's game against Guelph, right?
Yeah, we had a great streak going. Unfortunately,
win.
At least we got the 1 point. But, yeah, we had a nice 8-game winning streak going on that everyone thought was going to go to 9. But,
yeah,
unfortunately, in the end, it didn't go our way.
Well, I think most would have thought it should have.
It should have. The streak, the run these guys have been on has been incredible. It almost seemed like they were unstoppable. So,
yeah,
I mean, that's just kind of brings things back into perspective. It's like, anything can happen out there on the rink.
Yeah,
They're still a great team. They're still dominant. We're still looking forward to the playoffs, and good things are going to happen. But last night, I mean, they even had good control of that game, too, right up until about the last 5 minutes or so. We had a 2-goal lead going into the end of it. They got a power play goal, probably about 4 minutes left in the game to bring it to within 1. And then our old buddy from, former Sting player, Max Nemestikov, he puts one in to tie it up with about a minute and a half left in the game, which takes it to overtime.
Wow.
And, historically,
And
our overtime
apart.
game and, of course, our shootout game tends to not go our way, and that was the case last night.
Well, we said the other day, we said we don't even like overtime, right? Never mind shootout. Our percentages on shootouts sucks.
Definitely could use some work, but, I mean, we're doing good enough where –
so you wonder what happened there. We just kind of going, well, here we are. Like, you wouldn't think they think that way. I mean, there's still points to be had.
Yeah.
And then depending on what happens now, I was talking to Pat DeRoche upstairs, and he thinks, well, even no matter what happens now, that could almost put, them in a position to play against Guelph in the playoffs, right? So I don't know. We'll see what happens there.
I mean, I'm not too worried about one loss. I'm like, Guelph's a good team too. I mean, seeing them get a victory, I mean, of course, that's not the way that we wanted it to go.
No.
But, I mean, Guelph is a good team with some great players.
Well, as of late, they are, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not a shock that they were. And, I mean, we've been on such a run. I mean, it had to – I guess it always says it has to come to an end sometime.
Sooner or later, I guess.
But, I mean, and that's the good thing. At least it happened away, and now we can come back tonight and get a victory for ourselves. And we can walk out of our own building smiling tonight.
And, what, kudos to Max Nemestikov. He was one that was here when he was here with the Sarnia Sting that I always really liked him as a player.
I did too. I was sad to see him go.
I was kind of like, I remember talking to a couple of the guys around the arena, and it's like, just wait. You'll see that Nemestikov come out. And then, of course, pandemic hit, right? And then guys like that, I mean, they missed a year. Mm-hmm. So if you're 18, you're really 17 as far as skills and experience goes, right?
Exactly.
And I think that really affected Max because he just started kind of really showing up consistently, and then he was gone to Guelph. So good for I really liked him.
I mean, it worked out well for us, and it looks like it's working out well. I mean, that wasn't even his first goal, and he did get 2 last night as well. So
he's doing better than when he was with the Sting, from what I could see.
I mean, the trade we made for him, we're working out well with that, and he's doing much better in Guelph. So worked out for everybody.
Well, sometimes it's the vibe in the locker room, right, that makes the difference. So maybe he found his mojo there.
I think so.
All the best to you, Max, for sure. Now Kingston here tonight. Now should be interesting here as well. I mean, they were playing London. I think it was last night.
Yeah.
And they were actually up 2-0 over London in the beginning of that. Mm-hmm. So Kingston beat us the last time we went down there, and I forget the score, but they beat us the last time we were down there. So. I don't know if that puts something into the Sarnia Sting skates to say.
I think so.
This is payback.
I think so. I mean, we're on such a hot streak right now, and they're the second lowest team in their conference. For us to have suffered a loss against them the last time we played them, they're going to be coming out with a little something extra tonight. I think they don't forget what happened the last time these two teams shared a rink. So I think we are going to see a little bit something extra out there, and Sarnia's going to come hard for them.
Well, and you come out of a loss against somebody like Guelph that you think you probably should have beat. There could be 2 fires in the skates to light things up and go, man, we gotta make up for yesterday, because I'm sure they're thinking the fans are a little bummed out that them. I mean, 9 in a row. I don't even know what a record is right now, but 9 in a row would have definitely been something to brag about. I mean, 8's nothing to be disappointed.
I mean, that's one of the best streaks in the league all season for any of the teams, I would imagine. So
I think so.
If they're thinking they're letting us down, then they're dead wrong, because nothing they're doing this season is going to be something that we have to look down on them about, or something that we're going to complain about, because they've put forth an amazing season. And I expect to see the same thing. Night after night, I expect to see the same thing out of them. And even when they lose, they're usually putting forth an effort to be proud of. So, and that was the case last night as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, did they get the win last night? No, but they did. Great effort by them last night. They gave it everything they had. Guelph just happened to be a little bit stronger last night.
Well, the word that I got, talking to, Pat DeRoche said it with CHOK, and a couple of the other guys said it was entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, there you go.
Hey,
Speaking of CHOK, tonight is a very special night. The other Lee Cunningham, is celebrating his 1500th broadcast here tonight.
Wow.
So prior to the game, they will have him down, and Patrick DeRoche will be down there. I don't know if Terry Doyle's doing something, but they're having a special moment here for Lee Cunningham. I mean, Lee started back in 91, I think he graduated. I can't remember. I had the numbers already. Now I'm screwing it up. But back in the 90s is when he got started. He'd actually been with the London Knights for some time, and then North Bay. Where else was he? Saginaw, and then of course here with the Sarnia Sting for several years. So he's definitely put his time in. And I don't know if it was you or Connor I said it to the other day. That guy has a thesaurus beside his bed. Have you ever listened to him?
No.
He comes up with these words and everything, and it's just like, and the way he would, like, he just is always coming up with words. I'm like, you read a thesaurus, don't you?
I guess over a 30-year career calling hockey games, you're going to come up with a few words and phrases and terms that other people are kind of scratching their heads at. Like, where does he come up with this stuff?
He definitely puts his effort into it. I think it was Connor I said the other day, so I'll just repeat. But he's here at the arena at 4 o'clock, sometimes sooner, preparing. And then even at home, he says he takes about another 3 hours minimum to prepare his broadcast. So, I mean, he's not just here for a few hours.
I was thinking it was just because the team fed him or something, maybe.
I don't know. Patrick DeRoche will tell you, too, that he and all of us who know Lee really well, he hates getting his picture taken. So there's an article on Blackbird News about Lee, and you can just take a look at it. And he had to pose for it, but he really didn't like it. He
Has that look on his face where you just know he didn't want to be there?
And they probably had to make him do it like 10 or 11 times. I snuck up there earlier, and I had my phone in my left hand or in my right hand, and I was just like, "Hey, Lee, how's it going?" And he was sitting in his chair, and I go, "Well, congratulations," and he kind of smiled and went, "Oh," kind of went. He goes, I have it on my phone. I'll have to put it up. We'll show it next time here." It actually looks like he was happy to take a picture. So, anyway, congratulations, Lee Cunningham, on well-earned 1,500 OHL broadcasts. He told me too that he's got many of his colleagues, friends from high school that are coming here tonight to help him celebrate. And I'm sure I know there'll be some celebrating after tonight as well, for sure.
Definitely a huge accomplishment.
Well, coming out here now with Kingston, of course, in the house, they tend to be proving themselves, like, again, a little better after, playing hard against London there. But what kind of style would you say Kingston is as far as the team goes?
Haven't seen too much of their games, but I know they're going to be coming out hungry because, like, the same way we were on a nice little winning streak there, Kingston's been on a little bit of a losing streak.
Yeah.
They've lost their last 3 or 4 in a row. So they're coming out here. I mean, they want the victory tonight. Every team wants a victory.
And they're another one that's like nothing to lose.
No, exactly. So they're going to come out here. They're going to be hungry. We're going to see. I'm not sure what type of style we're going to see, but I think they're going to make it very apparent right from the drop of the puck, right at the beginning. We're going to see what they're bringing to the table right within the first couple of minutes of the game, whether it's going to be a physically aggressive game or if they're just going to be trying to outskate our guys, or if they're going to be very strategic. Whatever it is, we're going to see it right away, but whatever it is, Kingston's going to be coming hard tonight.
Yeah. Notably, on the scratches here, I'll put that up if I can find it here somewhere. Typically, the same here. Joshua Hoover's still off. Carson Hall. Do you know who Carson Hall is?
I've heard the name, but
we were talking about that. And he just hasn't really played. I feel bad for somebody like that who's been here, and so who knows what's going on there. But Brendan Anderson has been added to the scratch list here tonight.
No.
So not sure.
He's been doing so well lately too.
Well, I wanted to talk about that because I've said before where I really like him, but geez, I'd really like to see some more coming out of him. He just wasn't kind of being up there, and now we saw a little bit more of him score-wise. And, while he isn't always scoring points for us on the score sheet, he still shows up to defend, the honor of the Sting, if you will, and he gets in the way of the other players. So he really plays a strong role out there from what I've seen this year. But for whatever reason, he's on the scratch list here tonight.
Yeah, that's going to be disappointment. That's going to be a big loss for him tonight, especially because of how he's been stepping up his game the last 2-3 games at least. Like he's gotten goals in the last 2 games. And that aggressiveness has gotten a little bit more. Like he was always kind of a timid player. Yeah. He gets in there, he gets his stick in the, he does very well defensiving.
He does his job.
But he's been, I've been noticing he's always been very timid. He's been a very timid hockey player, shies away from, throwing the hits on the guys. I don't know if it's because he's scared of hurting them because he's so much bigger than everybody. Yeah. But there's been a big change of him over the last couple of weeks, and it's been very noticeable, both, in the corners as well as on the scoreboards. He's been doing so well, so that's a big loss for the Sting tonight.
You kind of have to wonder what's the switch that makes somebody show up all of a sudden, especially when it's somebody that we observe. It's kind of on the line of, come on, just a little bit more out of you there, but who knows what happens for that as well. But surprisingly, Cooper Way was not on the scratch list. I kind of thought he might have been there, because post-game press conference here on Wednesday, he was there with his hand all wrapped up. So I don't know what.
Did you see it unwrapped? That hand got jacked up.
Yeah, I did. I was a little squeamish.
Yeah, that was.
They were all like, "Look, I'm
Yeah, I saw a couple of still shots and videos of him in the penalty box right after it happened. Yeah. It did not look good. No. You're right. I'm surprised that. We're going to see him out there on the ice tonight.
He come walking up to the post game, and I always give a couple quick instructions to the players about the microphone, whatever. And I said, "Are you doing okay?" He goes, "Oh yeah," like it was had to be done. Mm-hmm. And you even said in the post game, he goes, I believe it's part of my job to stick up for the players, get in the way, and if I need to, that's what I need to do. He goes, I know I'm not putting a lot of points on the score sheet. He goes, but that doesn't mean that I'm not doing my part. And he was totally right. Similar to Brendan Anderson, doing his part in there. Everybody playing a role. Not everybody there has to score goals to be a part of the team.
No, you said it perfectly. Everybody has a role to play, and he can recognize that that's a contribution that he can make to his team. Maybe he's protecting his players. He's doing the jobs out there that maybe some of the other players can't do. If somebody gets taken out by somebody from the other team, somebody does. If they can't handle it themselves, somebody has to step up. And if it's one of our leading goal scorers too, one of our leading playmakers, we don't want him in the box for 2 minutes or 5 minutes. So, and it could be not so much standing up for him to protect him physically. We want to keep that guy out on the ice. We don't want him in the box for 5 minutes or getting him thrown out of the entire game. Yeah. So somebody's got to step in, and Cooper Way's been doing a great job at that lately.
Well, we'll see what happens here tonight as the swarm warning is in effect here on the Jumbotron, and they're getting ready to bring the Sting out to the ice. Lee will be joining me once again here in between first and second period, and, of course, as always, post-game press conference. So keep following along, and we will see you coming up. Hey, how you doing? Go Sting, go! Some more fans here getting ready. All right. As always, I'm David Burrows, live from the concourse for the Sarnia Sting and my friend Lee Bazeley, and here we go. 1, 2, 3. Go Sting, go!